So hey, awesome ones! So in today's video, we're going to talk about under eye dark circles and also bags, specifically the hyperpigmentation and the thin skin and the fluid buildup. Sounds like a lot of fun, right? Well, I'm not going to get too technical, but I really want to address 10 different ways to conceal and also reduce them. I think a lot of you are going to love this. I know most of us do need this video. Let's go. So I'm going to start off with showing you how to put the concealer under your eyes and cover everything up. And believe it or not, I got about 4 steps for that. So tip number 1 is actually a makeup tutorial for you. But first, I got to show you my under eye lines and bags and dark circles. So I decided to leave my under eyes undone with makeup so I can show you how I hide my circles and my bags. And let's take a look now. Again, I mentioned the Boing concealer. And as you can see with this, it has the lovely moisturizer and the color that you need. And my color is number 2. That's pretty simple. I'm using a concealer brush like this, just going into the Boing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go inside of this, I call this the purpley part, dark spots here, along here. Look at that age spot, isn't that nasty? All right, so we're gonna cover up the age spot like that. Now, gotta get a little bit more in the corner here. Okay, now I'm obviously not finished because you can still see the discoloration. So I need a super makeup for that. And what I have is Bye Bye Under Eye, and that's by IT Cosmetics. And what color am I on that? Light fair. Now, what you want to do with this is you want to go a little bit lighter than what your foundation is. So this is my palette. I usually use this for my palette here. A little dab will do ya. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to, first of all, use a brush like this. And I'm going to lighten up, first of all, the inner corner of my eye, that purpley part. And I also want to lighten it up and blend it out with my finger. I find the finger is sometimes the best blender available. And also, look at this line going down here. So I want to just dot, 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 dot. That line like that. Now you're probably going, but I'm just going to lighten it up, blend it. Why do I keep saying lighten? I mean blending. Anyway, blend it up. And I want to say bye-bye age spot right here. So bye-bye to that as well. And for any circles that I have, what you don't want to do, you don't want to cover up the circle because you're just making it worse. So what you want to do is you just want to kind of highlight on the line here. There's a little line there, always shows up, and we're going to do that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do, this is kind of looking really, really bright here in the corner because it was an age spot. So I'm just taking my makeup, and the makeup that I have on is Shiseido Synchro Skin Glow. It's really, really nice. I think it's color Rose. I'll double check that for you. All right, so there we go. Just putting on my makeup to cover that up a little bit. Now, you're probably saying, "Ooh, that's kind of shiny, Heather." And that's when I get my secret weapon, which a lot of you know, and that's the Revlon Anti-Shine Balm. Wait till you see how this is. It's also really, really hot in here today, but as you can see, I love it. I get my Anti-Shine Balm. See how shiny it is right now? Well, I'm going to do a presto changeo in just a second. Look at how that took the shine away. And I'm going to put links below the description so you can find some of these products. So you can really see the difference in the two eyes, the discoloration, the pigmentation of both of them. And if you're thinking to yourself, well, my eye bags are way worse than hers, I have asked my husband, my cameraman, who has worse eye bags than I do, to kind of be a guinea pig here, but at the end of the video, I'm going to do some makeup on his eye bags to show you that it works for all kinds of people. But I really don't want to do this video two-faced, you know, with one eye anyway. So what I'm going to do is a quick presto changeo. So here I am. That's much better. So let's talk about eye bags, eye circles, and one of the reasons that you have it, unfortunately, is genetic. But I'm going to tell you, I got 9 more tips now to tell you how you should be able to help reduce them. So tip number 2 after the makeup that I just showed you is get your beauty sleep. And now you're all thinking, oh, come on, Heather, that's just normal. But you know what? If you get 7 to 9 hours of sleep, yes, at any age we still need our sleep, what you're going to do is you're helping your hormones, you're helping, you know, the various skin tightening, all the rejuvenational stuff, let's just say that, that comes with sleep. And my next tip, number 3, is to sleep on an incline. If you do have bags on your eyes, it's really important that you kind of sleep on an incline, and that will help you to kind of drain everything, well, not everything, but a lot of it out of those eye bags of yours. So number 4 is watch those allergies. I mean, try to stay away from the ragweed and all the other pollutions, because what it's doing is it's adding histamine to your system, and that's not a good thing to have. And number 5, eat your veggies. This is so important to helping, believe it or not, underneath your eyes. And what they say is, cut back on the sugar and the salt, and what they say is where sugar goes, the fluid flows. So I don't know how that works, but the same goes with salt. So if you're eating a lot of sushi and you want to douse it with a lot of soy sauce and you're getting all that salt and even the MSG, it is not helping with your fluid retention, and an excess of alcohol is also a bad thing for underneath your eyes. Next is, of course, the UV from the sunlight, and you see me in my bucket hat, and I'm wearing it all the time. So, you know, wear a hat, wear sunglasses, wear your SPF, and that way you're not going to darken up your dark circles. But another thing is, you're not going to get as many wrinkles. I mean, I'm always talking about, you know, staying younger, and you're not going to get the wrinkles as much, and these age spots aren't going to happen as much either. So number 7, what's number 7? Well, for goodness sake, wash all, and I mean all, of your eye makeup off every single night. I never, ever go to bed with my makeup on. And it's so bad for you in so many different ways. And those brushes that you have, you've got to wash those out also about 2 times a week, I would say. And also make sure that you throw out your makeup as well that's kind of getting old and dingy. It's so important. As a matter of fact, you can't really see it here, but I have a scar right on my lower eyelash line from an infection. It was nasty. It lasted for months, and it was because I was using my old brushes and I got an infection. So number 8 is, what about those cold cucumbers, those cold compresses, those cold spoons, and even green tea bags over your eyes? Well, it kind of constricts the blood vessels a little bit, but it's really just a temporary fix. It may be lasting for about 2 hours. And the same goes for some of those really expensive products out there. They just last for a couple of hours, so be very careful with that. And I'm going to get a little bit serious with the next one, because if you are noticing that your dark circles are getting really dark and your under eyes are getting really puffy, I'm going to suggest that you see your doctor, because it could be a sign of maybe a kidney or even a liver problem. And next is the last resort for the eye bags. Hey, your mom has them, you know, you're a health nut, you eat properly, and you just can't get rid of them. And if you really look up like an eye specialist, an eye plastic surgeon, I'm a little squeamish even thinking about this, but I'm going to suggest that you see the best person you can get. Spend the money. These are your eyes, and there is surgery that will kind of drain a lot of the fluid that's in there and some of the fatty tissues. So, you know, when I think about something like this, I think about it like straightening teeth and what a difference it makes for women who get their teeth straightened. So this is definitely an option. So here he is, my husband, Bill, all-round good sport. Thank you so much for doing this, Bill. No
problem.
It's for the sake of the awesome ones. Anyways.
We got Hurricane behind the camera.
Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the Boing on You because, as you can see, he's got the dark circles here. And I'm just going to go inside his purpley part here. And there we go. Blend it out a bit. Now, just squint your eyes just a little bit, Bill, and you'll see how he does have the bags underneath his eyes. And we've covered up a lot of it already, but what we're going to do with Bill here is we're going to use the lighter Bye Bye Eyes. Bye Bye Eyes? No. Bye Bye. What is it called again? Bye Bye Under Eyes. Okay.
I'm not liking this.
Anyway, okay. Bye Bye Eyes. All right, so we're going to go into his darkness here, along the line, like that. And you can see the line here, just squint a little bit again, Bill, of his bag that he has under his eyes. So I'm just going to go along his bag here. Again, you don't start putting really, really light eye concealer up here because you're going to emphasize the bag. Just with a thin little brush like this along the line and a little bit more in here. Okay, and then of course with my Revlon Anti-Shine, because we're looking a little shiny there, I'm going to just look up, Bill. I'm going to go right in here so it doesn't shine.
You do this every day?
And look down a little bit and look up again, and you can really tell the difference between the two eyes with my good sport and Mr. Awesome One.
Well, I'm glad, because when I go to the airport, I got to pay extra to check these bags.
Oh, jeez. Okay, over and out. That's funny. So here's a different kind of light, so you can really, I'm not in the picture, so you can really see the difference with Bill, the two eyes. Now remember, he doesn't have any foundation on, so he's not kind of all blended and everything, but you can certainly see the difference. Bill is such a good sport. Anyway, if you have some ideas, please leave them in the comments of ways, maybe your favorite concealer or different ways that you help to conceal or reduce your eye bags or your dark circles. We'd really like to hear them because we all share everything within the comments. And what I really liked about this video was it wasn't just about makeup and fashion. It was a little bit more on health tips and ways that you can really, really help to, you know, eat better, sleep better, all that sort of thing, and still help yourself look younger and even with all the healthy stuff, feel younger. So, by the way, if you're not a subscriber, we'd love you to come on down and join us here in our awesome community. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also click on the bell. So as most of you know, I read almost every comment, and I love this group. I really do. And let's face it, we're on this aging journey together, and there's a bunch of twists and turns and setbacks, but here we can really support one another. We can have a whole lot of awesomeness, and we can make our journey a little bit easier.